I'm Carlos de Maria. I'm a game designer for Turok Origins. Turok Origins story takes place many years before the event of the original games, and you don't need to play them to know what's happening, because this is a completely different story, and you play as you will see explore the order of the Turok, which are mystical warriors that are bound to protect the humanity and the universe against the multiple threats.
And so, speaking of these threats, like what's the loop when a player drops in here? What's the end goal when exploring all of these threats?
You have a main story with Turok, and that will get you through many different planets, many different enemies, many different experiences, and that's where you're gonna get, and you're gonna get unlocking a lot of cool weapons, a lot of good abilities, a lot of things to progress. So when you go into Turok, you get to experience amazing combat and to unlock very useful and very cool looking weapons and abilities.
Is that where the name Turok Origins comes from? This is a new story
Absolutely.
to speak for itself?
Yes.
And so can we dive into the combat? And one of the favorite parts, of course, in the short demo we got, can you describe for players out there how this combat system will work and the variety that players can get to experience?
This is a dynamic combat with many different options for players. You get amazing sci-fi weapons, you have cool abilities that bend your suit and morph it into the abilities of different life forms. You got your classes, your primal forms that give you access to a whole new set of abilities. Players that enjoy deep combat are in for a treat with Turok Origins.
And you also have finishers. I think you could
Absolutely.
also talk about, I don't know if I can't call it the plant system, but the ways to get back health and get back ammo from the universe itself or from the planet itself.
Right, the finishers. Most enemies can be finished off in amazing animations, very gruesome, very cool to do, but not only cool to do, but they also give you valuable combat resources. So you get your ammo from plants, and from those finishers, you get your shield from those plants as well. And it's all very connected with the nature theme of the Turok, that are warriors that are very connected with that kind of nature.
And I think for me, one of the really interesting parts that you showed us right away was the swapping of POVs. You can go from first person to third person. Now that I say that, I realize I really stayed in one, but you can go first person or third person, and you can switch shoulders, right?
Yep.
Is what you showed me, left to right.
Absolutely.
Which I thought was a very unique feature. So can you speak more to that?
Absolutely. We wanted players that enjoy different perspectives to be able to enjoy Turok, and adding this feature of changing between first person and third person at any moment really takes things to the next level in that department.
And when it comes to playing, it's not just single player, also co-op. Is that 1 to 3 players?
Absolutely, you can play completely solo, offline, no online connection required, and you can play co-op with parts of 2 or 3 players.
And when it comes to bosses, what can people expect? What can we know about them? I'm sure they will exist. Can we know how many or how that will scale?
There are plenty of bosses, and there are plenty of variety, massive size, amazing attacks. You got the classic, you got the T-Rex, Triceratops, and many more that I won't talk about, but believe me, the bosses department is well taken care of.
Do you have any idea what players can expect for a playthrough time when playing through all of this?
The main story is about 12 hours, but the game has immense replayability because you have so many systems to upgrade, so many meta progression. You can upgrade the weapons, the echo sinks, the classes, each has its own skill tree. And that, together with other systems that you haven't even seen, the mutagen system, the talismans as well, you get so much to do. And even when you finish the campaign, you get a new difficulty and you get more missions.
Interesting. And then you also play as these Turok warriors. Can you go a bit more into their lore and background, then we can talk about some of their unique abilities?
Right. The Turok warriors, this is the Order Turok, which are, the hellbound protectors of humankind. And currently we have 3 classes. We have the Bison, which is the tank, the Cougar, the weapon specialist, and the Raven, who is the EchoSync master. And every ability that they have is useful both for solo and for co-op, because they have fat co-op abilities built into their own skills.
Do you have a favorite character design, enemy design in general for this game?
I do have a favorite, and for me it's, the Triceratops boss is really something else. It does a lot of crazy things. And regarding the Turok itself, I love the Bison DPS, because the thing is that when your health gets lower, you gain damage resistance. And when some skills on the skill tree, the more damage resistance you get, the more damage you do. So you're on the edge, about to die, but being as powerful as ever at the same time.
You told me there's a lot more to come that between what we saw and what will be, but it is really unique, the combat and the variety of combat you guys offer, playstyle wise, but also ability wise. I would say loadout wise, whether it be the weapons or the abilities that are tied to each of these characters. Can you talk to some of the abilities that we got to showcase down there? You know, you have the shield wall, you have the ability that can also freeze your enemies or slow them in time a little bit. Can you speak a bit more to those abilities?
Yeah, there are so many variety, and you have just seen a small fraction. And even the one that you have seen, the one that launches organic missiles from your shoulders, the one that slows down time, the one that vaporizes enemy with seismic energy, each one of those powers is so highly customizable to make so many different things that you and I could be having that same power and it work on completely different ways. So each one is not only amazing, but has so much progression to it.
And when you go through this world, you do see a mixed mash of, you have alien threats and also dinosaurs, and you can tell the system looks like you're on some sort of foreign planet. How do you guys kind of balance all of this sci-fi natured stuff into one game that also stays true to Turok and what you want to present there?
We looked at Turok from the beginning to the original games, and we wanted to get it right. And a lot of effort was spent into getting that mix right. And I think that what you play today is the final proof of that, that worked, and that final great result that we have with the cool mix of dinosaurs, sci-fi, and the different worlds, different ruins, different jungles. There's such a variety of biomes. It's really amazing.
Does this game change drastically between single player playing or playing co-op? And is there a way that you prefer players to play? Like, do you want them to cop in with a couple of buddies?
Both experiences are equally fun and enjoyable because we have a difficulty system that adapts depending on the number of players. Because if you're playing solo, there are no bots. You are alone by yourself, the classic Turok experience. But if you want to bring someone in, the difficulty system will adjust to that. So it's a very similar experience.
Was there any sort of reason behind choosing 3 players as your co-op number?
We thought that it was the right number that worked for us, and it's not too much, but no, 3 people. It's a good size for a good team to be able to create those team synergies between them.
When hopping into this game, obviously combat is a big part of it. I think bosses are going to be a big part of it, but there also seems to be a sense of exploration. Outside of the combat, what can players expect to want to do or be able to do?
Absolutely. Exploration is heavily rewarded in Turok Origins. You get many secrets, secret encounters, unique collectibles, like your mate here just found, one of the first to ever found it.
Okay, he found it with a lot of help, by the way.
Yes, no, he was on a roll. He did found it. And players that enjoy exploring everything are going to get heavily rewarded.
What surprises you the most about this game? Because down there you were telling me pretty much the ins and outs of everything that, it's a big learning curve for me when I first hopped in, but you can tell you really enjoy it. What is one of the more enjoyable parts for you?
For me, as a Turok fan, seeing the classic weapons from Turok taken back, and seeing them in this way, so fantastic with that visual fidelity, the cerebral bore, it's back and it looks amazing. And to see that as a fan, it just makes me very happy.
Talk to our boy Carlos. Super fun conversation. First game of all Summer Games Fest, I played on a mouse and keyboard and had a really good time. We got to play together. It's a single player or a 1 to 3 player co-op shooter game. Very, very fun. And this is the first game, aside from one in the 90s, that's actually going to be on all these consoles. Very, very fun world. And the combat, certainly unique for this one too. Also, you can switch between first person, third person, and switch shoulder POVs. Very cool.